Well, none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots, yeah. None of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots. I'm telling you now, the truth, the truth. Telling you, yeah, the truth, the truth. You have to go back to the roots, the roots. Go to the roots, to the roots. Yeah, man, this is Benjamin out of the Smiling Coast, West Africa, Gambia, representing for the one and only Abu, the big man you don't know, the Soninke warrior, the man that brings the truth, Soninke warrior, the sign of enlightenment, the Soninke warrior, the righteous and the true African. Abu, reveal the truth to them, no matter how them try run from it, because none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Yes, we have to dig back the roots, yeah. Fire!
Subscribe now.
Entre más lejos, más feliz. Era un veneno y lo bebí. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. Siempre se la peli esa actriz, pero ya vamos llegando al fin. Yeah, yeah. Somos felices a distancia. Ya no aguanto tu fragancia. Tú no eres consentida, que la tienes merecida. Somos felices a distancia. Ya no aguanto tu fragancia. Tú no eres consentida, que la tienes merecida. Yeah, yeah. Cogiste la rosa y escupiste pina. Nunca será Nati ni seré tu pina. Gucci, Dior, baby, te ves fina. Qué pena que sea falsa, hecha en China. De pronto no era tan malo, ni tú tan buena como tú lo creías. En los fines pa' pasar la excusa. Baja la disco pa' olvidarme de ella, bebé. Solo tú me amas cuando quieres juguete. Yo no te boté, pero por falla vete. Ese cobre yo se lo recete. Somos felices a distancia. Ya no aguanto tu fragancia. Tú no eres consentida, que la tienes merecida. Somos felices a distancia. Ya no aguanto tu fragancia. Tú no eres consentida, que la tienes merecida. Yeah, yeah. Ponerte consentida, pero chica está que te...
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Afridamus Report. I want to welcome all of you to the Afridamus Report. Guys, this is the second one in a day. This topic is very important. So I hope you've enjoyed that music, because get used to the sound of this music. Because you see, the Hispanics, they are the second largest ethnic group in America. So right now, I know, yes, this is not Afro beats. This is Hispanic beats. That's right. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're new here, please make sure you like and share this. So we've had this topic here about who built America. So I'm going to take you guys back into memory lanes. But before I do that, let me thank all of you and welcome you in the Afridamus Report here. And please make sure you like and subscribe. Let me check out some of these comments here. The Zongo native said, "Thank you, Afridamus, for scheduling a show after 9 to 5 jobs." Hey, you are welcome. R said R looks like he is already triggered. He's probably one of those FBA people. But this man he didn't speak on anyone. He didn't pick anyone. He spoke for his people. He spoke about what they did. But I'm going to get into all that. Audrey is here. Stoic One, KBM, Astros. I want to welcome all of you. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it without wasting time. So for the past, 2 years or plus, these so-called FBA people have been going around all over the internet. Africans and Caribbeans, we could not have peace of mind because of these people. They said they are not Africans. Sometimes they say we have African blood, but we are not Africans. They try to say, oh, the Africans are trying to finesse our reparation. And they also claim they built America. So now we, the Africans, because they gave us names, they call us Thetas, right? But in the meantime, they thought they had a coalition with the Hispanic people. That's what they thought. Wherever you go, you hear black and brown, black and brown. So some of you who don't live here in the United States that were thinking, oh, we are Pan-African, we are uniting. Afridamos, you are bringing this unity. But what you did not know, there's something you don't know, but I know it. I know it because I know pretty soon the truth would come out. All along, these blacks, this FBA, their entire modus operandi, this is a big word for some of you, meaning how they operate, modus operandi. What they do is they try to go and form this fake coalition with non-blacks, So just like they're trying to form this fake coalition with us, the Africans, right? Or Caribbeans, it's not really a real coalition because they know that the ideas they have is they want us to help them in their begging spree. But this is the difference between them and the Hispanics. The Hispanics started figuring things out. They're like, hey, check this out. We and these people are not the same. We don't have the same principles. We don't operate on the same turf. So we'll just let them keep saying, black and brown, and let them vote for our interests. So that's what was happening. This whole time, the blacks were voting away their power because, the Hispanics are closer to white. Some of them even look white. Even on the census, they mark Caucasian. But the Hispanics know who they are. They know themselves. And today, in every major city in America, they have a stronghold. You know how like the blacks like to tell us, the Africans, oh, if they were a culture, they have over $1 trillion spending power. And they are not even united. But the Hispanics, they are united. Guess how much spending power they have? And they are not even just consumers. It's not, you don't hear them saying, oh, we have this spending power. But now they revealed it. And the blacks are very upset at this because the Hispanics have more money than them, more spending power. They have their own grocery stores, their own real communities, their own restaurants. Oh, hell, the blacks line up to eat tacos there. So it's not even a competition. So now we, the Africans and the Caribbeans, we are out in the clear. We are out of their way. So now let them hash this out with the Hispanics who came out, because we, the Africans, we were, rooting for the blacks. We're like, yeah, the blacks built America. It's like you go into a town, your relative that was there a long time ago, and they take you around. They start showing you all these mansions in different neighborhoods, telling you they built it. And you start feeling like, oh man, my cousin is doing well, But then, next thing you know, you see another person come out and your cousin told you, oh yeah, it's all good. We form coalition with these people. You notice the whole time when they were attacking Africans, they've never mentioned the Hispanics. And you look in the border right now, who is coming in the most? You go in the black representatives in Congress. Guess what they are voting for? For more Hispanics to come in. The blacks themselves voted for more Hispanics to come in. Remember when they captured those Haitians we all saw what they did and put them out, started deporting them. Yes, these people, these FBA people, they were celebrating it. They celebrated it. But little did they understand is the Pan-Africanism that they want to push. That is not Pan-Africanism, that's fake. Because they want to be everything except African. You notice they would emphasize their alliance with Hispanic, talking about black and brown. But they would put the emphasis on not being African. They would say, oh yeah, we have, yeah, our ancestor might be there, by genetics African, but we ain't no African. This is what they started saying. And on top of that, they started talking about how, we, the Africans, are trying to steal their reparation. Well, I have news for the blacks. You ain't got to worry about us. Let me speak this in the blacks' own language. You ain't got to worry about us Africans no more, do you? The Hispanics are claiming that they built America. What you gonna do about that? That's what we want to know. We'll still be over here rooting for you. But now, keep our names out your mouth, because you ain't fighting with us. And the Africans, me, since I am an African American, I hold on to my African Americanness. We would let you guys continue to be FBA or ADOS. So I have a couple of clips here to play. But before I take you into that, let me show you some of the wars they've waged against us Africans. They even what do they call us? Feathers. Yeah. The whole time they were busy calling us feathers, begging the white man, building fake museums, just talking crap all over the internet. In the meantime, the Hispanics were plotting. They are bringing their people over, building their population. While the blacks, because it would be hard. I bet you Africa is beginning to look very attractive to them these days. Africa is beginning to look very attractive, like, oh my goodness. So now they're realizing this whole time, we weren't their enemies. We weren't their problems. Now they have a real problem. How can they counter a group of people who have, not only the numbers, they have real communities and they keep increasing. They have more money collectively than the blacks. They can sustain themselves in this country. They have the skills. You don't see them begging. They are not assuming the victim role. These people are coming here, because, California used to belong to them, Missouri, Texas, bunch of these states. So technically, these people, they are like, hey, we can't take it like the white man took it with guns, but we would slowly fight our way in because they said democracy. So the whole time the blacks were talking about, when they say immigrants, who do you think they were talking about harshly? Africans and Caribbean, the people that look like them, the people that supported them from day one. Those are the people they turned against. They made us their enemies because they truly believed they were going to get reparation. And I've said this here. I said these blacks are so fake. They will eventually just alienate themselves from everyone because the white man don't trust them no more. The white man now sees clearly how the blacks really are. The white men have seen the hatred they harbor against them. So everyone is seeing it. They fought against the Africans. Now, they are completely exposed in this game. But hey, Africa is still wide open, For those of you that Africa is looking more and more prettier to you, we forgive you. We forgive you, okay? Once you realize, like, I get it. I know there's a solution in these stores where you can buy and drink it and get rid of like that Indian, the Indian DNA you told us about, and replace it with your Yoruba DNA. We are perfectly okay with that. But now let me show you a video from Mouthy Megan, my light-skinned cousin, who dedicated her time fighting against, Africans. So now they got something else. But she played a video here where Dr. Umar is saying, they pretending like they are exposing us, talking about, oh, the Africans don't want no Pan-Africanism. What is your idea of Pan-Africanism? I have been asking them. They cannot answer my question. What is your idea of Pan-Africanism? Because we see you begging. We don't want to beg. All we see you do is try to shame Africans, attack Africans. All we see is you want to force feed the history that white people made for you and gave it to you. You want to force feed that down our throats. We don't want to do that. We want to remain being ourselves, conscious people, you see. But it is always, you notice how the blacks, they always are looking for a group of people to attach themselves to. They would even beg white people and be like, oh, white allies. So you're trying to convince white people to vote for ideas that would destroy them so that can give you leg over them. That's not that hard to figure out, So the Hispanics, the same thing. The Hispanics are like, these people are damn fools. Why the hell would you form a coalition with anyone, trying to promote an agenda that would completely destroy you? But that's what hate does. When you have so much hate in you, because they hate the white man so much, they think anybody who isn't white also hate white people. You notice this, you're gonna notice these Hispanics, they are making their own documentaries. They are pushing their own agenda. They're not saying anything about the blacks. They don't care about what the blacks gotta say. They know the blacks are no competition for them anymore. They've cleared that way for them. They come in for the white man, the number 2 spot, and they're willing to work with the white man. The white man loves tacos. They love making tacos. The white man loves skyscrapers. Hispanics love building stuff. They love construction. I mean, that's a match made in heaven. And now they have lawmakers. I mean, talk about taking over. Exactly, the Hidden Hispanic Museum. That's right. Yeah, they are busy, building hidden stuff. So before we get into that, you guys know this show will not go if I don't play the national anthem here, because it has everything. It has everything to do with who built America. Who built America? So we would take it from our professor here, Professor Tommy Sotomayor, who, as you guys know, have been teaching you guys here about the history of America, about who built America. So let's take it off with that, and then we'll get into the real show.
You a grown-ass man. You call me to troll me. Did you get what you want out of this? Did it make you feel better now? There's a difference. I don't bother people I don't like. And this is what you have to deal with niggas. What they built, what they did, what they gained.
You want to live off somebody else's law.
What they built, what they did, what they gained.
You want to live off somebody else's law.
Niggas are the worst people on earth. I do understand why they made them slaves. I think one of the worst things that happened was they stopped making them slaves. If they'd have kept niggas as slaves, we'd have built more shit. We'd have been better people. Whenever black people were under the oppression of white people, they did more. They were more productive people. Name the shit you built since being out of slavery. Name it. Name it. Let me explain. You claim you built DC.
You were enslaved when you did that.
You claim you built the railroads.
You were enslaved when you did that.
Everything you claim you built in America, it's when white people had the whip on your ass. What have you built since? Come on, what have you built since? Nobody wants to talk about the facts. Now all you do is go around and begging white people for shit. All these hoods y'all proud of, white people gave them to you. You didn't build them. What they built, what they did, what they gained.
You wanna live off somebody else's law.
What they built, what they did, what they gained.
You wanna live off somebody else's law.
What they built, what they did, what they gained.
You wanna live off somebody else's law.
What they built, what they did, what they gained.
You wanna live off somebody else's law.
Did black people build Cabrini Green? Nope. Did black people build Capitol homes? Nope. Did black people build Carver homes? Nope. Did black people build O-Block? Nope. Did black people build any of these things you're talking about? 63rd, 62nd, 69th? Did you build any of that shit? Nope. Did black people build Compton?
What?
Did black people build Compton?
What?
Did black people build Compton? Nope. Let me explain. Black Wall Street. Come on, bro. Black Wall Street. Your ass ain't built Black Wall Street back now, have you? You got all these black millionaires and all these black millionaires who own clothing companies. You could have been built Black Wall Street back a long time. When you hear all these niggas love to go back to Black Wall Street, that tell you black people are lazy and ain't shit. This person said Black Wall Street. Sir, you remember what Black Wall Street was built under? Jim Crow. I'll let you go. What they built, what they did, what they gained.
You wanna live off somebody else's law.
What they built, what they did, what they gained.
You wanna live off somebody else's law.
What they built, what they did, what they gained.
You wanna live off somebody else's law.
What they built, what they did, what they gained.
You wanna live off somebody else's law.
What have you built? Give me the Black Wall Street 20 years.
Thank you, Professor Tommy. Guys, so you heard Tommy there. So doesn't it seem like the blacks have always been looking to hitch a ride? You know, if they are not hitching their wagon to the white man, they've tried the black and brown coalition thing. So they knew the truth all along. They knew, like, truly who their competition supposed to be. They know who is eventually going to surpass them. They knew all along. I have been hearing about Black and Hispanic situations, Mexicans especially, from California. That's been many years ago. I'm talking about early 2000s. You see, when they were talking about, oh, the Hispanics are taking over these majority black neighborhoods. In fact, they have, I heard, which I'm not surprised by, I know in some states they have that, where you have majority Hispanic. You know, the blacks can come there. Because you look at it, what can, let's say, black and brown coalition, if you look at real dynamics of what is happening, you know, what can they truly benefit from? Each other. The Hispanics got the stores, they have their own food. What do they truly even need from the blacks for that coalition to work? So it's not real. It was never real. But that's none of our business because, you know, we are African American. You see, since the blacks see themselves at that level, they've been avoiding the real culprit. When they talk about, oh, these immigrants, they ignore the millions of Hispanics that come over. Have you noticed that? They just conveniently, pass over that. Let me show you an example of a video here. The type of videos they highlight. And It's the same thing. So with us, the Africans, they're like, look, we made the agenda. You got to come under our agenda. They didn't even ask us if we want to be a part of that foolery. No, they didn't ask us. They just say, oh man, these Africans are coons, man. They ain't going along with us. Oh, you mean like you clearly you don't know where you're headed, but you want me to follow you. If you're like, okay, explain to me, what do you want me to follow you about? All I see you doing, sir, ma'am, you're doing the black and brown thing. The black and brown. But then they come to us. Oh, we brought y'all over here. So did you bring the Hispanics over too? I would like to know that today, because there's way more of them here than there is Africans. You do realize that, right? And in fact, they don't even have to catch a plane to be here. So, let's think about that. So I have this video as an example of what happens in these black spaces. They're going to play this video about Dr. Umar saying, oh, look at it. He got his wake-up call about the Pan-Africanism thing. I get it. Dr. Umar, he speaks about some things that make sense, and sometimes they don't make sense, right? So the type of Pan-Africanism he's talking about, sure, he is working to try to unite the blacks here. So he understands those people. But how are you going to try to unite with us based on your entire agenda and history? We don't see things the way you see it. And this Latino thing, this is working great for Dr. Umar too, because, he's got the Cuban background. When I play this clip, you will see. Let me do my fair use and show you, the type of clips you would find the blacks focusing on Africans. They no longer have time for us. This right here, this has gotten them really upset. Some of them, are crying. They're like, we can't believe this. We thought we were in relationship with the Hispanics. How can they do us like this? But you notice the Hispanics didn't mention them. The Hispanics just say, hey, look, we built America. Why are you upset over that? But they found a way to insert themselves. Here we go. Okay, so let me show you this video where the blacks on their channel, they were celebrating it. Say, oh, there was never a Pan-African. So Dr. Umar, quote unquote, got his Pan-African wake-up call. So let's hear what Dr. Umar says here. So, we, the Africans, can understand what is being said here, because it's a one-way conversation. They are just coming up with their own ideas. So, we are coons if we don't agree. If we don't agree with their agenda. They themselves don't know what agenda they have. They cannot tell you, what they want to do. But yet they just want you to be like, yeah, we uniting, we coming along.
And unfortunately, so many of our African immigrant parents come to America thinking they better than us. That when someone...
So you see, the low self-esteem always shows. Who else? They say white people think they're better than them, Hispanics. So with every group they encounter, they find a way to lower themselves. Like, they'd never asked these Africans if these Africans say, they are saying those people think they're better than us. That's subjective. How do you know what the person is thinking? Maybe it has something with your behavior when you compare to how other people are behaving. Because, deep down, all of us humans, it doesn't matter how we choose to behave, but deep down we know the truth. We know what is moral and what isn't. So, the truth shall set you free. And that is, just like they said it. If you want to ignore truth and try to live a lie, you would always have pain. You would always think this way. So you notice how he puts all Africans in a group. No, I bet you Africans have never told him this. But he wants Africans to follow him when they see, you yourself come and tell us that how you guys are living in shambles, your communities are broken apart. Like, why would anyone with sense follow your advice? You know what I'm saying?
Like Dr. Umar Johnson wants to come to the African community in America and say, let me train your parents on how to advocate for their kids. They run away from me and run to the damn white man. And run to the damn white man because he gave you refugee status. Because he gave you.
So you see this? So they want to shame. So when it's Africans, it's refugee status. Not all Africans are here because of being refugees, even if they were. If the white man is who gave them refugee status, don't you think it's smarter for them to deal with the white man? Because that's who they were dealing with from the get-go. That's who brought them here in America. So you see, they themselves, when they are upset, they tell the truth. So this is proof that they are not responsible for anyone coming to America. The white man gets to decide who comes here and who can't. Plain and simple.
Refugee status from a damn war that he started. When I try to help you, you run away from me and run to the white man because he gave you refugee status. And so now you think you've been blessed by God because the white man gave you refugee status in the United States. A refugee status that wouldn't even be necessary if the white man didn't start the war that you had to run away from in the first place.
So, okay, the war started. There is war. Now, why are you upset? You notice how people, like you say, you want to help somebody. When did you ever see someone who can really help a person and that person rejects the help and they get upset? If I want to help you, and you reject the help, I'm not going to be upset by that unless if I, in fact, not helping you, I'm trying to get something out of you. That's what would upset someone. Because this is not normal. You're like, hey, yeah, I want to help you. The person's like, no, thank you. So all of a sudden, that means, oh, you think you're better than me. No, I don't. I've already got help. This is a free country. I am free to associate with whomever I see fit. But if you're trying to force help on people, that's even suspicious. That's more suspicious than anything.
And then they tell you to stay away from black folks in America. So y'all get to America, start acting like y'all don't know who we are. But your damn kids is being special educated, miseducated, and black immigrant youth are one of the fastest growing prison populations in America. Black immigrant youth, black African, black.
So you hear so I'm just telling you how they always, have misplaced priority. So there's no unity amongst them. So this guy tries to appoint himself to, force himself upon people based on skin color. These people realize, look, no, we know what's up. We're not the same culture. You're the one operating by skin color, but we go by competence. It's not about being white, black, or blue. But you see, even if people that came here as refugees, he is trying to use shaming tactics against Africans. You see the type of harsh words they use against Africans? They are confused people. One minute they have low self-esteem, another minute they think they are superior. How dare you, African, refuse my help. So he said Africans are the fastest growing in prison. That's not true. That is absolutely false. But here we go.
African immigrant youth are one of the fastest growing prison populations in America because you damn Africans come to America, some of you, and ain't got no damn Pan-African consciousness. Come to America and you ain't got no damn Pan-African consciousness. Thinking you better than me when everything you get is the result of the struggle that we have been through. Everything you get is the result of the struggle that we have been through, and you want to turn your nose up at us.
So again, 1 minute the white man brought the refugees here. So you notice when it comes to black immigrants, they are the ones responsible for those people coming here, right? They have nothing to do with it, but somehow, they were the ones that helped other blacks. You can't help yourself, but you are helping other people. But the Hispanics are coming here in the millions. I'm talking in the millions. So I'm just giving you a synopsis of how they deflect from their real problem.
Because the white man that gave you a refugee status card. Get your ass out my face. I don't deal with sellout African Americans, and I damn sure ain't gonna deal with no sellout Africans from the continent. I don't deal out with no sellout African Americans, and I damn sure ain't gonna deal with no sellout Africans from the continent.
All right. So you guys see that, right? So that's from your favorite, Pan-African, Prince of Pan-Africanism. Like I said, the guy talks about the U.S. education system and all. So they are the ones that are completely lost. Like you don't know how to separate what you're learning in school versus your actual culture. You see what I'm saying? You don't know how to separate those two. I listened to Dr. Umar. His entire life is based on what white people think. That's where their counterpoint is coming from. So he's calling, according to him, he's calling out, African coons, because these people, how dare you choose to exercise your right, your freedom of association with whomever you feel like associating with. See, the moment you start trying to force it on me, it makes me suspicious. Like, why do you want to force me to associate with you so bad? Like, what's going on? Because people that got things going on will not force other people to like what they're doing. If you think you're helping someone, if they reject the help, guess what? Guess who's going to lose? That individual. But this was supposed to be a celebration, right? So now let me play the video. This is courtesy of O'Shea Duke Jackson. He did a good video on this one. So I'm going to play this video. This is the video that got the blacks in uproar. It's a new documentary by a Hispanic actor called John Leguizamo. And it's well put together. You guys remember I used to tell you how the blacks like to insert themselves into things? Because obviously they are not secure about their position. Because if you truly believe you built America, if the Hispanic said it, it shouldn't bother you. White people are not coming out saying, oh no, you didn't build America. Look at it. Even I can come out and say I built America. White people, they're like, all right, if you feel that way, because they know the truth. They are secure. But if you're insecure and looking for tap, the white man to tap your head because you want to remain under the white man. So anyone who isn't white, you think are also thinking like you're thinking. But other people don't think that way. That's why the Hispanics are taking their rightful place in America. Fair use, fair use. Let's hear what O'Shea got to say.
The Mandalay Bay Event Center, there was a fight called the Fight of the Millennium, which was a boxing match between two undefeated fighters. One of the fighters was Felix Trinidad. The other fighter was Oscar De La Hoya. And that fight was to unify the WBC and IBF welterweight championships. Now, we all kind of believe that Oscar De La Hoya didn't do enough to win the fight. He could have easily won the fight. But I wasn't really looking so much at the fight itself. I looked at two.
So just FYI, you see, some of you might be confused. You might think when they say Latino or Hispanic, it's a culture. So you can see this man here, he's darker, black, so there are Latinos. They have Afro-Latinos. They have their blacks too, because they are mixed. These are people from, their ancestors came from Africa as slaves too. So you can clearly see this guy, he is of African descent. So these Latino, Hispanic people, they know this and they accept their African lineage. But now we got people who look exactly like us, African, that reject being African. If they are not Indian today, tomorrow they're Eskimo. But here we go.
Two opposing countries that did not, in my opinion, like each other. There was Puerto Rico and then there was Mexico. And you can see that there was some, I won't say hostility, but let's just say they were not friends, right? Although they both spoke Spanish. That is also very common between Dominicans and Hispanics. Like, these are not like the best of buddies, you can tell, right? But now, here's what you're noticing now in America. And you're noticing that all these groups, despite their issues, come together as one voting bloc. As who? The Latino American community. Who are those groups in the Latino American community? Well, there are people.
So you see, this is why I always say, see, Africans that come here and try to promote, oneness. See, we Africans here have to unite first and build a strong coalition, our own bloc that can change, our various governments, position, back home. Let's not just do it just countries based on country. We can form a big bloc, an African bloc, not just to say, the Ghanaian diaspora, or Africa, or Nigerian or Gambian. I'm talking, we will call that the African bloc in America, because we have countries where we hail from that backs us. You see what I'm saying? We hold that advantage, that leverage, because I'm seeing how these Hispanics are doing it. Guess what? As their numbers grow here, they are uniting as one bloc, even though they have their various countries. So now, instead of the United States just being able to have leverage over their home countries, over here, they have a bloc that is not only like Mexicans only uniting. They are uniting as a big Hispanic bloc. Imagine if we can do the African bloc, because we already we have representatives, Africans who are in Congress. Not only, we have them in various states as well, not only at national level. So it's something to look at. Maybe eventually, if the African bloc is stronger, when the blacks stop being native Indians and whatsoever, they can finally join in. You see what I'm saying? But at the rate that they are going, the blacks are definitely losing, because the Hispanics have completely surpassed them. The Hispanics are not talking black and brown. They're not talking that. And, if you're an immigrant, the Hispanics, they're immigrants too. They get along with all other immigrants. In fact, I shop at some of their stores sometimes because their foods some of it is similar to what we eat too. You see what I'm saying? So you got to look at where your interest lies. So maybe the blacks can learn from that.
People that are Cuban, they're Mexican, Puerto Rican, South American, Central American, and some of these are Afro-Latinos. All right. So to give that into perspective, I want to talk about Mr. John Leguizamo, who is, very great actor, very funny comedian. He's even collaborated with a lot of African-American comedians, and I think it's pretty funny. But I want you to watch this particular clip.
Latin people, we're the largest ethnic group in America, the oldest ethnic group. We built this country. We suffered in this country. We were oppressed, and we're thriving. We add $2.8 trillion to the GDP every year. If we were our own country, we'd be the 5th largest economy in the world, bigger than England, bigger than Italy, bigger than Brazil. And that.
Did you guys hear this? Did you guys hear this? Who else have been running all over the internet telling us they have 1 trillion spending power? Now here's somebody with 2 trillion plus. They've doubled the, who else did you hear? Who was saying that, if we had our own country, we would be like number 9 or 19. Who did you hear say this? The blacks. I can, in a way, I can understand why the blacks are pissed, but they set themselves up because this is like low-key trolling. This is literally trolling the blacks because he's repeating everything the blacks have been saying, right? And replacing it with them because he's like looking at it like, okay, two can play this game. We got the numbers. We got more money than you guys. Our numbers are bigger. So I can come out and say this. He is literally trolling them, guys. This is troll talk. This is troll talk, and this is happening on national television. I get it. I get why the blacks are getting mad, but they cannot come out directly and be mad because what they've told us, the Africans, they say we are booty scratchers. In fact, they deny being related to us. You see, let's just be real. The excuse they use is, oh, you all sold us. But okay, if we are related, if we are all related, something that happened 500 years ago, they say we never came back to get them. Now we are here to get them. You know what I've seen? They truly don't want to be Africans. But now they're getting their wake-up call. So they told us, look, y'all Africans, need to shut the hell up. We ain't like y'all. We with the Hispanics, we black and brown. Even some of the Hebrew Israelites, they are classifying the Hispanics as one of their brethren. This is what has been going on. So right now, they are slowly showing their anger. They are pretending like some of them have voiced how pissed off they are, but many are acting like they're good. But no, this is pissing them off because they've spent the time telling us Africans and Caribbeans how they've built this country. Now you heard this man. He said they are the second largest ethnic group. They have, 2 trillion plus spending power. And you could see that in America. If you go to any major city, the Hispanic presence is there. I mean, look, even here where I live, in several of the cities, you can go there and literally see shopping malls. I mean, what lie did this man say? The Hispanics, the people they call Hispanics, have been on this land before Africans came here. Nobody can deny that. The blacks are being pissed. So they're going to try to claim Indian. This is native Indians. This is what the native Indians looked like. So the Hispanics, this statement right here, just in case, let me translate for some of the blacks. Because some of you are going to try to play mental gymnastics, whatever. Let me help you so you understand what he means. What he is saying is, y'all ain't shit and they don't want nothing to do with y'all. So they're letting you know low key, from now on, we don't want to hear y'all talking about, we black and brown. Because I had a Mexican guy one time tell me, he's like, I don't understand these blacks. He said, they are so lost. He's like, they always keep denying, they're not from Africa. They're not from Africa. He said, but everyone knows, their ancestors are from Africa. He said, they are always trying to connect with our women. They love them Hispanic women. Look at Phil, the pro-black. Yeah, he's got a Hispanic wife. They're like, yeah, they always, when they say black and brown, they want our women. Remember the civil rights thing? Go read. Look, that's why I always implore you guys to go read. One of the things they fight for is to be able to marry white women. So now you think about it. The white man is like, all right, we know you hate us. The Hispanics are like, hey, we're taking over. You can't come in our neighborhoods, and you've been fighting against your only real allies, the Africans and Caribbeans. Now what you gonna do? You threw away your own people. Now look at where you at. Let's go.
That's just in America. So I found Latin excellence all over America, in Chicago, in DC, in Miami, in Puerto Rico, in LA, in New York. And we ate, we danced, and we celebrated, because nobody knows how to enjoy life as good as Latinos.
Now, that is a very interesting clip there. Okay. I also want you to check out my brother, search for Uhuru, check out his channel, Brother Dynasty Amir, and what he has to say about blacks who use the same argument. We built this country. Play that clip.
The bank failures. I mean, the list goes on, and did I upload the video? I think I uploaded the video yesterday of the Kenyan president saying pretty much, listen, the U.S. dollar, y'all deal with that at your own risk. So you have a global community of nations that are starting to wean off dependency, or wean away, or separate themselves from the U.S. dollar. Meanwhile, you got black folks talking about we built this country and we fight, we don't flee. And I knew this day was coming. I knew this day was coming. That's why I've been telling you guys, listen, seek other options outside of, okay, Baltimore is low math score, Chicago was reading. Okay, sorry about that. That's why I've been saying, seek other options.
He's absolutely right. But they were fighting people like Dinas, when Dinas like, hey, get another option. But they literally think if they accept Africa, they're gonna just be deported. Don't you find it weird how they have so much animosity and negative energy about Africa? You see what I'm saying? So now they can deal with, the Hispanics. Like Breezy Diallo here said, he said the Blatts and Hispanics arguing over who built the white man's country is hilarious. Exactly. Breezy, I'm telling you, I think here's these Hispanics, one thing, especially Mexicans, they got jokes. These are funny people. They got real jokes. Who's to say this man, because he's a comedian, he's very funny. He's been seeing Tariq's rants and these blacks and their crazy stuff. So he's like, hey, I'm going to troll these people. It's funny for these people to come here. We all read the history. We know white people brought the slaves here. They came here and conquered this place, accepting that America is a white man's land. I don't know why anyone would argue against that. So I truly believe he is trolling them to the teeth, because he's like, hey, you guys are bragging about 1 trillion spending power. How about we got more than that, and we got the numbers to prove it. We have the infrastructure. The Hispanics literally are, they control sectors. Right now, there's construction companies where Hispanics come in. They don't even have to have papers. They are employed in these companies. You know how? Because the Hispanics run the show. While you are out there marching, tearing down your own neighborhood, did you see what happened in Chicago? They ran up in those stores. They keep doing stuff like that, tearing it down. So to me, I am more inclined to believe that, in fact, the Hispanics built America over the blacks, because the Hispanics are not out there burning and tearing down America. You notice that? They are building. Because if you build a place, man, you would be so like, nah, you don't want to tear that down. This is why when white people, you notice, talk to white people about what is happening in America, in major cities. This is how you know who truly built America. White man, oh, they're not gonna, because white people generally, they don't have this outburst generally when they're talking about stuff like this, especially to a black person. They are cool, calm, and collective about it. But if you have common sense, you understand what this man or woman is saying. A white man, white woman, white people, they get very sad about what they see, how America is getting torn down. Because guess what? Because they built it. They own it. When you build and own something, you don't tear it down. Look, I've seen white people protesting during all that BLM stuff because, the state where I live here is majority white. And you see them, you can tell they're Antifa. But even that white group, that white hooligans, I've seen them in action. They still have like some sort of like protocols, how to operate. They came through the neighborhood. I've seen them. I've filmed it. I have it on film. These people, they just make noise and match, but they're not tearing down the white neighborhood at all. People are able to go to the stores. I see these videos of these blacks tearing down these neighborhoods, and then they cry about not having food. In the meantime, you have Antifa rolling in most of these white places. They are not doing the same thing. What does that tell you? At least they have a sense of knowing that they built this place. But the person that said, let's burn it down, that's the person who's angry and did not build it. When a person says, let's burn it down, they didn't build it.
Outside of America. When I say Africa, y'all get offended. Y'all get offended for some reason. So it doesn't have to be in Africa, all right? Check out Panama. Hell, check out Mexico. There are other countries.
Now, I just want to say something. I know there is somewhat of a beef between some of the brothers in the African communities and some of the brothers and sisters in the American communities, African American.
No. See, I get where O'Shea is trying to go with this. They have to fabricate the beef between them and Africans. We do not have beefs with the blacks. We don't. In fact, we were shocked when we see you guys, forming entire panels, disparaging Africans, the way you guys talk about us like dirt, the names you call us. We're like, wow. A lot of Africans are so shocked. Do you guys understand? When my channel first came here, many of the people that you see watching here, the Africans that support this channel, I had to earn their trust because these people are me and I am them. So they see a representation. This is why they come here and support it. There are some brothers I talk to behind the scene. They send me emails. They tell me how appreciative they are of this channel. And it's no hate. They are just shocked and disappointed at the way the blacks are behaving. The behavior is just unacceptable. So you guys created the beef. We never created any beefs against you. So I know for many, Africa is beginning to look attractive because now the Hispanics, since you guys were afraid to take the fight to them, even though the fight was staring you dead in the face, they are like, hey, since you're so coward to bring the fight to us, how about we bring it to you? We calling you out. This is literally, look, I get it. He didn't name the blacks, but he is calling the blacks out. He is calling them out. Let me read this. L.A. Thorne, thank you for the super chat. He said, ironic how FBA complains about gentrification paid by whites and done by Hispanics after FBA tears it down. So it's money over immigration. Exactly. Exactly. That's what they don't get. Thank you for the super chat. Because the places you are tearing it down, you are creating jobs for the people you think you're supposed to compete against. Oh, you hate the white man. You want to help. You're helping the white man. See, when you create crimes and make that place unlivable, the property values drop, home prices, take a nosedive. People are going to come in, generally white people. They're going to buy up all those dilapidated, unkept homes, buy all of them up and rebuild them. And guess who is building it? That's right. You guessed it. Hola, amigo. See, I need some tacos. That's all you hear. And they will do it happily. Get you some burritos. God, I've worked with Mexicans and Hondurans, all of them. Lovely guys. If you're talking about work, those people love working. Here we go.
Communities be earn Caribbeans. The same thing that happens in Britain. It's getting a little better now, but obviously I've heard about that. The Caribbeans versus Nigerians versus Ghanaian beef and so on and so forth. But what you're seeing is the Latino community is not saying, look, Mexicans add $2.8 trillion to the GDP every year. He's saying we built this country. He's talking about Hispanics. He's talking about Mexicans. He's talking about Puerto Ricans. He's talking about Afro-Latinas. And he's completely disregarding African Americans or blacks. He's saying we are the ones that are injured as a minority in this country. And African Americans use the same argument. But the situation is this. All of these people are looking at themselves as one group. The Latino American.
O'Shea is absolutely correct. I don't know why it took this long for the blacks to clearly understand and see that. Look, you don't have to be a genius. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to see that. But no, they clearly see it, but they are in denial. They're in denial. So Magnificent said, one thing I don't agree with you. This is why people hate, they hate people like you. You defend white people. Look, you can make up any excuse you want. You can give yourself any reason to hate anyone you like. I understand many of you are so soft. You don't like hearing the truth. I get it. You're going to find ways to try to hate me for the truth that I'm saying. I get that. But now, you don't have to deal with me. The question is, am I telling the truth? Am I telling the truth? Why are you mad at me for telling the truth? Exactly what's in front of all of us. But all this deflection, oh man, this is why we hate people like y'all. I don't need to defend the white man. The white man got all the money. They own the country. They got nukes. I'm just an African. You think they need me to defend them? You're a loser if you think so. Trust me, the white man do not need me to defend them against delusion. They got this under control. See, when they don't like what you are saying, oh man, you defending the white man. Yeah, sure. Of all the people, the white people they got blacks on TV tap dancing constantly. When Master say he's sick, yes sir, we sick, boss. When Master said my house on fire, yes, Master, our house on fire. So no, the white man don't need me, because I don't make a good slave, because I like asking questions, you see, and I don't like to call anyone master. I don't need anyone to give me a tap. Nah, I'm just here to give it to you like it is, straight, no chaser. That's what John Leguizamo is doing here. But they don't want to confront it. Get mad at me because you got self-hate. Here we go.
Group. And whatever issues that they have, they're going to all have one block in Brazilian, Portuguese, and that would include even, let's say, some people who are African, Dominican, or whatever. Doesn't matter. We built this country. So we're putting all of these people into one Latino community. And as one Latino community, we're going to come together despite the fact that, hey, we don't like each other that much sometimes, or we have even fought or beefed, whatever, in different gangs and all that, against the rest of these people, the blacks, the whites. We built this country. And I'm going to tell you, like, what a lot of black people on Twitter are doing. They're going back against that. They're saying this person, he needs to be canceled and all of this. And I can definitely get it.
Here we go. The only power you got is to cancel someone. Oh, man. And you can't even do that on your own. You have to beg the white man. Did you guys remember what I told you? That most of these blacks are the biggest bootlickers. They can't do anything for themselves. The same white man they hate. White man is like their daddy. It's like they're having tantrums. So, oh man, we don't like what he said. Let's go to white daddy and cancel him. That's what they are doing on Twitter. Instead of, having a real debate, right? No, they don't want to have debate. They're like, man, how dare this man come out here and talk about they built this country? We should cancel him. How are you going to cancel him? What did he say that is so terrible? He's got an entire documentary. But you notice they can say, oh, let's boycott the documentary. He didn't make it for you guys. They have way more people than you do. So you notice he doesn't care. You can't cancel him. They got more people than you guys do. What you gonna do? How you gonna stop him? You can't.
I understand it. But where are you gonna get the pushback from? Okay. Now, basically, black people are calling him out. But the thing about it is this, and as an African American, we know who opened the door for all these other groups. But look at the play they're calling now. He's behind all that voting block because the Latino block is the biggest minority. We're not anymore. They're saying we are the 5th largest economy. We've seen J-Lo do the same thing. Jennifer Lopez used to almost claim black. Now she's back claiming Latino. Why? Because now they got the juice. They have even $1 more trillion than we have in the GDP. But they're trying to unite all their people. He's Hispanic talking like this. She's Puerto Rican talking like this, I believe. And as blacks, we gotta wake up and smell the coffee. Because these other groups are gonna look at us and disregard us for what we have done in America.
Guys, they thought they wanted to take the safe route, because it's funny how I see sometimes some Africans would do that, how they would completely dissociate themselves from their African country because they feel like, oh man, that place is a shithole. It's not in order, but that's still your home. That's still your home. So they would completely dissociate themselves from their home and try to form coalition with people who have no interest about that. Then they expect those people to care about them than to care about their own agenda. We've all heard it. They've come here, they've told us they created hip hop, they are the best blacks. How about they take it to the Hispanics? Go show the Hispanics who the best blacks are. Because you see, look at this, the Hispanics even got their own blacks. You see, they got their own blacks. So they don't need FBA. They already got their own blacks. So here we go.
America. They're already doing it right now, and they can do it without impunity. Because who's going to check the Latino community? They're pretty much saying, we dare you to check us. What are you going to do? We got the power. We got the businesses. We got the support. We got the unity. We're going to celebrate our people. All you can do is complain about it. That's what he's saying. And we as blacks, this should be a call. Even if you can't get along with everybody, you got to start working with each other. I don't care what you want to call it. If you don't want to work with Africans or whatever, or African Americans, you need to see what the writing on the wall is. Here's what other groups are looking at. They're saying these people, we can use their arguments now and say it's about us. And all you're going to be able to do is tweet about it. But the politicians is going to favor them.
O'Shea is 100% correct. It's numbers. FBA ADOS said time to burn their flags. Hey, you can burn their flags all you want. That's not going to change the facts. Guys, I dropped the link. You know, if you got anything to say, join in. You know, hit that link. I want to hear, you know, what you think about it. You know, Nat Turner said a large part of Hispanics are on welfare. Now, Turner, what's that have to do with anything? He said a large part of Hispanics are on welfare and food stamps, free medical, Section 8, just facts. Well, that's just going to help them. That's just going to help them, you know, gain more grounds. They got free food, free housing. I mean, you're just telling us what their advantage is. If you think you're shaming them, you're the one that got the free handout and you wasted it. And these people, I don't think most of them are, but if you say so. Audrey said, just Pearly will work with Africans. Exactly. Africans are like, hey, we are tired of chaos, empty talk. You come in here, man, you're just killing us with empty talk. Just Pearly is over here writing us checks. Okay? John Leguizamo is doing the same thing. They're writing checks to each other. Money talks, bullshit walks. Here we go.
Politicians not going to favor blacks anymore. They're going to the biggest voting blocks. They got the numbers. They got the numbers and they got the money. So going back and forth with them on Twitter don't even matter. We got to get back into doing the work because these people we're gonna keep getting passed up, and they're having more kids than we having. We got to look at what's going on. We really got to start as blacks start loving ourselves. Start trying to work together before it gets too late. If it already, and some folks think it gets too late as it is. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy.
All right. That's a great take by O'Shea there. And of course, Tariq Nasheed also made his video. So I'm going to analyze that also tomorrow, probably. I'm going to analyze that too. Let's see. Astro Photo say, Afridamus, look at how you have been rectified regarding the Pearly situation. Africans are working with everyone. FBA should learn. Might be too late for them. Exactly. Astros, you're 100% correct. You know, it's called doing business. But if you are coming, you know, like you've limited yourself, you know, you want to tell me who I should or shouldn't work with. Look, you can choose not to work with those people, but you can't tell me who I can't work with. Imagine, like, for example, now, do you guys know more and more people, especially Nigeria, Ghana, even Gambia, these countries, Kenya, a lot of these youngsters are getting into the social media space, tech, you know, they're learning to, you know, they're editing videos and, you know, doing things that are, you know, if you look at to acquire those, it's scarce in Africa, but they are making it happen, acquiring the skills. Cybersecurity, you know, people are learning these things in these countries. You have blacks here in the most advanced country in this world. They have all this to their fingertips and they are not taking advantage. People are coming here, taking advantage of this, and they want to cry. Let them go cry to the Hispanics. John Leguizamo is correct. If he said they built America, look, drive through any American city. I mean, hell, these Hispanics are taking over. They got entire shopping malls to them. In fact, when I enter these shopping malls, my Hispanic improves. You see, because I'm able to order the food that I need, you know, and it's mainly Hispanics, mainly. Because when I used to hear the black and brown, I took the time to go study this. You know, I didn't just say, oh, yeah, they said it on TV. No, I went and studied it. But I realized, no, the blacks are the ones playing themselves. You know, you've played yourself. And this is the result of that. So hopefully, you know, now they would, you know, leave the quote unquote feathers alone, Africans, while you were busy attacking Africans and Caribbeans, the Hispanics were taking over. So I don't want this to be a long show, but I'm going to bring updates nonstop because Tariq Nasheed, their leader of the Hidden Museum, I'm going to bring his take on this situation as well. All right, Mal, welcome to the Afridamus Report. Mal, what do you want to say?
Hey, Afidemus, how are you?
I
I'm
am
here.
good.
I'm here with your Soninke brother. Father. I'm here with your Soninke brother. He said I told him, oh, this is your Soninke brother. You know, he wanna talk to you. I say,
Okay.
yeah, come. Hello.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Hello, Nakamur.
Ngaire Tora Suntinga. Tora Sunting.
Okay, I'm not.
Sorry, Mandiga Mekemugu. Iyo, kenni tongunya.
Okay, what's up?
Tora Suntinga. Anni min nanke.
Okay, can I get back a bit?
Huh?
What's your Kamisara?
Gambisara.
Okay.
Nkagiri nonya.
Okay, Naja.
Iyo.
I'm going to go.
Ka angato, mala yona keng nkacha ke, soron sudere. Bueno, ngad diga mu nyogo no kono, mala hi na kenko jama ke diere. Iyo. Ka angana alla way telle, mpeji ndi angin emailing alla nonga alla win sahana.
Okay, bye.
All right?
All right, all right.
All right, no worry. All right. Guys, that was I was speaking Soninke, just in case you guys were wondering what language I was speaking. I guess Mal brought us Soninke to try to confirm if I'm truly the Soninke that I said I am. So here we go. Breezy said, salute to Afridamus Report, truth over feelings. Absolutely. Thank you for the super chat as always, Breezy. Thank you, guys. So yeah, guys, I see Mike say, you guys are speaking Janjaweed. You see, I have my Yoruba hater over here. He has to come and, try to turn my language into a Janjaweed. He said, Afridamus, why don't you claim Mauritania? Well, we lost Mauritania a long time ago. That's why I don't claim it. But yes, it used to be our ancestral home too. You're right about that. He said, Joshua said, make sure you come on your zebra, Afridamus. Joshua, I'll make sure that zebra is intact, you see. IS says, Soninke sounds similar to my tribe in Sierra Leone. IS, what tribe are you from? Let me, put it in the chat here. Alpha said, Senegambia. I hear you, Damus. Our lineage, Sire. That's absolutely true. FBA said, English only, that's not fair. Look, FBA aid us. Let me tell you something. I'm just trying to help you understand. Didn't you hear what John Leguizamo is saying here? You better learn how to speak. You better learn how to speak this language. Oh, IS said Timony. Yeah, IS. My grandmother is Timony. So yeah, I know exactly what you're saying from Mabruka. Thank you. But yeah, FBA Edos, you better start learning Hispanic because clearly they are the second largest. So now, if you don't understand what amigo is, que hora es mean what time is it? So you need to learn all this, I mean, and pretty soon your new masters are going to require you to speak Hispanic. I mean, unless maybe you eventually give up that FBA ADOS thing and, start claiming your Yoruba lineage or your Cameroonian lineage, then, I don't see how you're going to escape this. I don't get it. He said, yo, brother, send me some language CD. Maybe I'll put some together. You never know. But ladies and gentlemen, I didn't come to make this a long show, but I will do another one tomorrow. We will do the Tariq one. Let's see. DiCaprio said, my first and only language is English. DiCaprio, look, you don't have to convince me. Okay? Fine. You can speak English with me. But, once the Hispanics, because, they're telling you flat out, we built this country. We got the money. We got the number. We got power. What you going to do about it? Oh, you going to cancel me? How you going to cancel the Hispanics? How you going to do it? You can't cancel them. So FBA ADOS, all I can say is, look, you've heard the African brothers here. They said, some of them, they are split. They said, once you drink that juice and clean out that, that fake DNA that you were claiming, you can claim your Yoruba lineage again. Okay? It's okay. No shame. Just claim it. They'll, we'll accept you back. No problem. Let's see here. Deuces said, I just drive through the road in my neighborhood. Latino are out here working overnight building. Yeah, you just drove. Exactly. Did you guys hear that? What Deuces of Growth just said? He just drove through his neighborhood. I bet you that neighborhood is probably getting gentrified. They kicked out all the people that refused to pay their rent. And I wonder what race they were. I'm just trying to help, Chief Sitting American said, did your lineage save you from being thrown off those trains or being run out of Tunisia? These people never learn. We were worldwide. Look, you can make fun of that all you want, okay? You can make fun. You see what I'm saying? They over here talking about Tunis and all that stuff, or how some of the Africans got thrown off the train. Look, those people, fine, they got thrown off the train, right? They needed to learn how to walk long distance, and that's what they did. They are fine. But what you gonna do about this Hispanic problem? Because I know you guys see it as a problem. Now, Turner said, funk Spanish, any other language. Now, Turner, you can get mad all you want, okay? But, they've already taken over. It's not even about taking over. They've already done it. DiCaprio, things have a way of canceling themselves sometimes. You're correct about that. That, I got to give that to you. You're right. So, Chief Sitting said, Yoruba, no one cares. What even is that? Exactly. Don't worry. Once the Hispanics take over your neighborhood, they start forcing you to speak Hispanic, you would find out what Yoruba really is. No problem. Just wait. Guys, I have predicted several things, and you guys are seeing it. I told you guys, the truth will come out. Go look at some of my videos in the past. Some of them would call in and tell Afridamos, you are a hater. You don't know the blacks. You're just lying. I said the Hispanics will take over. They said I was a hater. But now we see the truth. So I don't want to keep you guys waiting. Please like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys tomorrow. We'll get more of these shows. Until next time, I hope you enjoy this new Hispanic song. Their Afro beats. It's similar to their Afro beats. They invented rap. So here we go.
quilla. Solo tú me amas cuando quieres juguete. Yo no te bote, pero por falla vete. Ese coro yo se lo recete, somos felices a distancia. Yo no aguanto tu fragancia. Tú no eres consentida. Te la tenés merecida.
I can do some shuffling too. Look out, man, what you gonna do? Look out, boys, it's coming through. Yeah, man, yeah, man. Boy, he got educated feet. Boy, I practice all the time. Here's one I set up all night trying to do. Get this. When the boat dock is Memphis, you should get yourself a job in one of them Beale Street cafes. Boy, you've been reading my mind. Watch me go to Beale Street.